This is Sam Lacy with Travel South USA. We are here at Travel South USA's Domestic Showcase in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's the first day of appointments, and I'm here with Assistant Secretary, Louisiana Office of Tourism, Kyle Edmiston. Kyle, thanks for joining me.
Sam, glad to be here. Glad to have you all here, more importantly.
Absolutely, absolutely. We were happy to come to Shreveport. It's been a great show thus far. We have 600 delegates here, and that's a big show for us. So
it's one of the largest shows we've had in the last 10 years, and like I said, with Shreveport certainly being on the western side of the whole Travel South region, very excited to get the number of suppliers and buyers to come here. We're very happy with the turnout.
Absolutely. It speaks to how much people wanted to be here, you know?
Well, they do. I mean, the product that Travel South has put together over its 50-year history, and specifically the last 35 years with the Domestic Showcase, just highlights the great relationship between the suppliers and buyers that go on at this conference, and year in, year out, they want to come, and we want them to be here.
Absolutely. We had a great breakfast this morning, sponsored by Louisiana Office of Tourism, and your esteemed Lieutenant Governor, Jay Darden, did a great PowerPoint presentation. It must be nice to have a Lieutenant Governor that is so focused on tourism.
It is, Sam. Lieutenant Governor Darden is engaged with the industry. He doesn't just stand up and speak. He is completely engaged within the industry, travels the state, talks about tourism, and I guess lastly and most importantly, as you gathered from this morning, he understands tourism.
Absolutely.
And so as he was selling Louisiana and selling why the operators should come to our state and bring their groups and bring their buses, he has a complete understanding and focus of what he's talking about.
Yeah, and that's wonderful to have that. So we were speaking a little bit earlier, and we were here in last December 2014 in New Orleans for International Showcase. So that must be great. You know, we've brought 2 shows into Louisiana to showcase both New Orleans down close to the coast and Shreveport up here.
For us to host both showcases, the international and domestic, in basically 4 months has been a great advantage, because again, when we brought the internationals in, we had New Orleans. We got to showcase New Orleans as a destination for the tour operators, but then in the post-fams, we got to spread them out across South Louisiana, and they got to see the plantations, they got to see the swamp tours, and really experience that. Well, now we get to turn around 4 months later and bring the domestic operators into Louisiana, showcase Shreveport, take them on the tours, but then in the pre and post fams, we're getting to take them across North Louisiana. So for me as the state tourism director, in this 4-month span, I really get to showcase the entire state.
Absolutely.
Whereas if we only hosted one or the other, we would be only limited because of time to what we could showcase. So it's been really a win-win for the state and the 2 areas that have hosted it.
Yeah, and you have a great state to showcase. It was my first time in Louisiana, actually at New Orleans, and I've loved New Orleans and absolutely love Shreveport. It's been a great show. So,
well, Sam, one of the things that we never hear from a visitor to Louisiana is, "I don't want to come back again."
Very true. Yeah.
That's not a statement we hear. I don't know when I'll get back. I can't wait till I get back next time. But fortunately for us, the hospitality industry across the whole state sells itself so well that we always get repeat visitors.
Yeah. All the people that we've worked with, from Shreveport Bossier on up to your office, have been incredible help.
Wow. The team at Travel South that puts on the showcases, that runs our organization, that does the different marketplaces, just does a tremendous job. Liz Bittner is a great executive. The whole team there, including yourself, Sam, y'all do a wonderful job, because as an organization, we couldn't do what we do without the group in Atlanta holding it together and putting this on.
We have been talking a bit about trends in tourism. You know, this is our 50th year. We were founded in 1965. And so I'd like to get your thoughts a bit on, perhaps you can't speak to 50 years, but the last, 10, 20 years, what's changed in tourism and what you see moving forward?
Well, I think the biggest change that I see has to do with the way we deliver our message. And again, I wasn't in the industry. In fact, I wasn't even born when Travel South was starting, so we'll make sure that we get that fact out there.
Put that out there.
But, certainly in the beginning, magazines were a huge part of, what states and DMOs pushed out there. And probably in the very, very beginning was the sole message that they were able to put out. Television, as you will look in history, was just coming online, and so it was very limited channels and very limited opportunities for advertising. And so now as we have progressed, and certainly digital started becoming a much bigger asset 10 years ago. And so I think that's the question you're asking is digital. And then certainly in the last 2 or 3 years, we've seen just the explosion of social media.
Yes.
And so I think everyone's message and the way that we are engaging the potential visitors and the visitors has completely changed as that goes on. I wish I could tell you I knew what the next 5 years looked like. I'd be getting rich as a consultant if I could do that.
Exactly. No one can do that.
But I do think you're going to see the ever-evolving change of the way the message is delivered. And, Apple has just come out with the watch now that very much mirrors what they did with the pad and with the phone. And so I think that technology is going to continue to grow. And as an industry, we've just got to be adept at changing as it changes while still not forgetting where we came from.
Exactly.
Magazines are still important. It's just now we have so many more ways and platforms to deliver our message to the potential guests.
Adaptability and flexibility, that's kind of the name of the game in social media. You've got to be as far as you can out ahead of the curve, and it's very difficult to do, but that's really the goal. Now, I know that IPW, huge international show, is coming to New Orleans next summer. That's got to be exciting.
It's very exciting. June of 2016, Louisiana and New Orleans will host IPW, which is the largest international trade show in the United States. We'll welcome approximately 8,000 suppliers and buyers.
Wow.
And certainly having hosted Travel South International and now Travel South Domestic, it really has our partners in our industry excited about the potential as we bring that big giant showcase into Louisiana in 2016.
Absolutely. Well, that's extremely exciting, and New Orleans will do a great job. They did a great job with us last December. So, Kyle Edmiston, thank you so much for taking the time this morning, and go enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate y'all being here.
All right.